Ready to rock and roll?
Yeah.
Exercise your chair.
Okay. Good afternoon and welcome to the Rapid City Legal and Finance Committee meeting for January 16th, 2019. I'd like to start this meeting off with a roll call and determination of quorum, please. Here. Great. Now that a quorum has been established, I'd welcome a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
Second.
All right, we have a motion to adopt by Mr. Solomon, second by Mr. Laurenti. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Okay, let's move on to our general public comment portion. Do we have any speaker request forms? Okay, this is a time for any member. Okay, all right. General public portion is now closed, and we'll move to our consent items. Today's consent items on the agenda are items 1 through 15. Opened up to public comment. No one's here, so public comment is closed. How about any committee members that would like to pull any items on today's agenda? Okay, we have a motion to approve the agenda as is, second by Mr. Laurenti. Or consent items, correct. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Okay, moving along. Where are we? Okay. Public comment for non-consent. And all right. Item 16, request from the public to direct staff an ordinance to amend, an ordinance amendment to allow personal assisted devices, segways on downtown sidewalks.
Second.
I have a motion to approve by Mr. Lewis, second by Mr. Laurenti. All in favor?
Wait, Jason's in the queue.
Jason. All right, Mr. Solomon, you have the floor.
Thank you. Excuse me. I think segways can be very great. I like that our law enforcement officers can use it, and I think there might be a place for it in the community. However, I hesitate to make the downtown core the first place that we allow segways, where that's probably the most congested. What I would rather have is maybe have staff look at a pilot area for a period of time to try it out on. Maybe it's Omaha and Kansas City Street or something, but before we go to the downtown core and really open that up there because of the heavy congestion, I'd rather try it in an area that is a little less congested so that we can make sure that it's something that's going to work. And so those are my 2 cents. I'm probably in the minority on that, but I hesitate just to open this up in the downtown core right away. So I'll be voting no on this. Thank you.
Good points. Mr. Lewis, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd just like to say, in reference to my council ward mates' comments, I just think when you open it up just a certain area, it's going to be hard to regulate that, and it's going to put, I think, an undue burden on everybody involved, including law enforcement, as to, okay, they were across the street now, are they out of the area? I mean, the pilot area, I just think it'd be pretty hard to enforce now, so I just think that's the 21st century and these segways are out there, and I don't think they're that big of a problem anyway. I don't think there's that many of them. They're pretty expensive. Maybe we're looking at possibly someone wants to do a downtown tour of segways. Maybe that would be, I would think, would probably be the most likely application. I have no idea, but I just think they're not that prevalent anyway anymore. I may see them in big cities, but they're usually tour groups doing them, or sometimes commuters, but we don't generally have those, and I just think it'd be some way to jump in the 21st century. So I'm going to vote to approve. Thank you.
Duly noted. Mrs. Drury, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I agree with Mr. Solomon, not so much that even to try it as a test pilot, but I drove downtown, and when you get in front of some of those businesses, it's not just that we have sidewalk cafes out into the sidewalks, but beside the sidewalk cafes are flower boxes and street lights, and I could just see that being a point of congestion down there. Although I do think it's anything that we can bring business to downtown is a good thing. But for today, until I have a little more information, I will be voting no. Thank you. I yield.
Okay. I'd welcome a motion on this.
You have one.
Okay. All right. All in favor? Aye. And those against?
No.
Okay, so. Four. So three yeas, 2 noes. Okay, motion carries. Okay, moving on to our community development portion, item number 17, second reading and recommendation of ordinance number 6264, an ordinance to amend chapter 15.14 of the Rapid City Municipal Code to adopt the 2018 International Property Maintenance Code. Welcome a motion.
Move to approve.
Okay, a motion to approve by Mrs. Drury, second by Mr. Laurenti. All in favor? Aye. Okay, motion carries. Moving to number 18, a second reading and recommendation of ordinance number 6266, an ordinance to amend Chapter 15.22 of the Rapid City Municipal Code to adopt the 2018 International Fuel Gas Code.
Second.
We have a motion to approve by Mr. Solomon, second by Mrs. Drury. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. Number 19, second reading and recommendation of ordinance number 6270, an ordinance to amend Chapter 15.13 of the Rapid City Municipal Code to adopt the 2018 International Residential Code.
Move to approve.
Motion to approve by Mr. Laurenti. Any second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Drury. All in favor?
Aye.
2 ayes.
Aye.
3, okay, all right. Motion carries. Number 20, second reading and recommendation of ordinance number 6285, an ordinance to amend Chapter 15.12 of the Rapid City Municipal Code to adopt the 2018 International Building Code. Welcome a motion. Thank you. Okay, we have a motion to approve by Mr. Laurenti, a second by Mrs. Drury. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. And number 21, introduction and first reading of ordinance number 6277, an ordinance to amend, bless you, Title II and corresponding sections of the Rapid City Municipal Code to accurately reflect current departmental organization. I have Mrs. Drury in the queue. You have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would make a motion to approve, but would like to hold. May I direct a question to Ken Young? Or
Absolutely.
Ken, can you give us a background of what this first reading and ordinance addresses?
Sure. Might I say, first of all, that this probably should have been under a different heading than community development, because this comes from the attorney's office, so I may refer you to our representing attorney to speak more to this, but I can say that our department is mentioned in this code as far as the title being changed, something that we did last year, if you'll recall. This is just kind of memorializing that. That is not the purpose of the ordinance amendment, however, and I'll let the attorney express that.
Madam Chair, I see someone here from the attorney's office. May I direct a question?
Absolutely.
Could you maybe tell us what we're doing language cleanup here?
Yes, absolutely. First of all, I'm Jess Rogers from the City Attorney's Office. The point of this ordinance is to move all the divisions that we've already in practice moved around so that everyone is reporting to the right department director. Our Community Resources Department used to be sort of a catch-all department for a lot of unrelated divisions. It had GIS, code enforcement, Barb Garcia's Community Development Division, as well as Human Resources and IT. So what we've done is when Jeff Barbier left and we hired Nick Strout, we hired him really as an HR director, but we didn't change the code. So we've stripped all those divisions out of Community Resources and put them where they belong with sort of better subject matter expertise, so that Human Resources is now just Human Resources. Ken got a couple of those divisions. GIS moved to Public Works. And then the other big part of this ordinance is the IT. Used to be a division within Community Resources, but that's now being elevated to a standalone department that will have its own department director. And the thought of that was, you know, IT is such a specialized knowledge that he was reporting to a department director that really had no expertise to run an IT department. So this just makes that a standalone department.
So basically what we're doing in practice, we're now trying to make it official.
Exactly.
Great, thank you. I have no further questions and I yield.
Thank you for clarifying that. We have a motion on the floor to approve. In second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, welcome a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Thank you. Due to the MLK Junior holiday, there's a city council meeting next week on Tuesday, January 22nd at 6:30 PM in these chambers. I welcome the public to attend our next session. Thank you.